Semua, apa khabar semua? Sound check, just ingin pastikan bahawa audio ini dapat didengar dengan jelas. Kalau dapat didengar dengan jelas, mohon saudara-saudari, tuan-tuan perempuan dapat key in jelas di ruangan chat ya. Just for checking, audio testing, jelas. Thank you NK, thank you. Jelas ya, baik. Now is 8:58. We're going to start in 2 minutes time, inshallah. Dr. Siti Zuraida is also here. Assalamualaikum Dr. Siti Zuraida.
Waalaikumsalam Cik Saman.
Ya, apa khabar, sihat ya?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Most welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you, insyaAllah. Okey, kita tunggu dalam 2 minit lagi. Kita juga ada penyertaan melalui YouTube channel, CDAE YouTube channel. Yeah. Okay, dah pukul 9, Dr. Siti Zuraida, can we start ya? Boleh?
Yes, boleh.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dan juga salam sejahtera, salam hormat tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. A very warm welcome to all of you, the ladies and gentlemen, to this webinar entitled Mapping Online Teaching Strategies and Materials with Students' Needs Using the ADDIE Model. What is actually ADDIE Model? So Dr. Siti Zuraida Mat Osman will be sharing with us a lot of tips and also abundance of new knowledge and skills on how we can relate and apply ADDIE model to enhance our teaching and learning strategies. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this webinar series is organized by you, brought to you by Center for Development of Academic Excellence, USM, University of Science Malaysia. And this webinar series is actually part of this, part of the professional development program organized by this center. Okay, we are very lucky today to have with us Dr. Siti Zuraida Mat Osman. Yeah, welcome to you, Dr. Siti Zuraida. Okay, Dr. Siti Zuraida Mat Osman is a lecturer at School of Educational Studies, University of Science Malaysia, and currently teaching ICT in education and technology courses for postgraduate program. And her research interests include, but not limited to the areas of e-learning, mobile learning, flipped classroom, blended learning, Web 2.0 learning tools. Wow, amazing. Design and development of teaching material and profiling databases. So I guess we'll be learning a lot from Dr. Siti Zuraida today. So our session will be until 12 noon today, and there will be a short break at 10 a.m. and also 11 a.m. for maybe 5 or 6 minutes for toilet break. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, To benefit more participation, in fact, we also live stream this webinar via CDE YouTube channel. So as a reminder, especially for USM staff, you will be entitled to CPD points. In order for you to be entitled for CPD points, you must attend the webinar fully by WebEx only, okay? And complete the feedback form. The link will be given to you at the end of this webinar through the chat box later on at the end of this webinar, and the link will be active for only 30 minutes, okay? And just for a reminder, training by CDE does not require you to fill in the e-survey form in the MyCPD portal. So instead, you just click on the link for the feedback form that we'll be sharing with you in the chat box at the end of this webinar. Okay, and there's a little reminder. And if you have any question, please unmute yourself, or you can begin your question with a letter Q by typing letter Q in the chat box. So we'll be able to know that you have something to ask Dr. Siti Zubaida during the webinar. Okay, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dr. Siti Zuraida Mat Osman. Over to you, Dr. Siti Zuraida.
Okay, thank you so much, Encik Sarwan. Okay, for a brief introduction for myself, and invited me to, share. Okay, this is maybe a sharing session, okay, on my experience, okay, regarding, our topic today, that is mapping online teaching strategies and materials with students' needs using ADDIE model. Okay, so this is just my sharing session, my experience. So in this webinar, I think we have my master Sifu here, Dr. Azida. Okay, so if you have any question, and if Dr. Azida, if you have any additional information, okay, please do, give your additional information in this webinar. Okay, and I also have all my friends in PPIP and all other my colleagues at USM. Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm Dr. Siti Zuraida from School of Education Studies, as been introduced by Encik Sarwan just now. And I'm teaching educational technology in PPIP. So for using ADDIE model in mapping, so I have my template, my own template. So I will share with you. Okay, if you want to edit or use it, you can use it. Okay, but just make a copy, and then you can edit my template, okay, as you wish, okay, as suitable with your courses. Okay, so I believe in this webinar, we don't just have one program, okay, lecturer that teach one program. I think we have engineering field, we have science, social science fields. Okay, so this template you can use and edit, okay, and make it suitable with your teaching course, the course that you teach. Okay, so okay, in this webinar, okay, we are going to have 3 objectives here. At the end of this session, you will be able to identify the online teaching strategy and materials that you are going to use in your class, okay, which you are going to, include in your lesson plan. Okay, I don't think we have a fixed or a structured lesson plan that all the lecturers in USM have to fill in. Okay, so I have my own template, okay, which is I create it using Google Sheets, okay, that you can, edit or use it, okay, and make it suitable with the course that you teach. Okay, so the second one is design lesson plan using ADDIE model. So we are going to design it, okay, using the lesson plan template. So maybe I give you, time for you to design your lesson plan using the template. And maybe we can pick okay, our participant to present their lesson plan, their design of the lesson plan, okay, and then we can discuss, okay, on the lesson plan. Okay, we can comment or give feedback. So this feedback is very important for us so that we know how to, what are the elements that we need to improve so that our learning objective will be achieved. Okay, and then mapping online teaching strategies and material based on student needs. Okay, so mapping means the ADDIE will be mapped with all the your teaching and learning process, start from your design until your assessment. Okay, so this is just a simple model. So we have here high, average, and low is the internet networking or internet connection. So this is the three main element now where we are having our course in the online learning environment. So internet connection is a very important, okay, for us to deliver our lecture to our students. So either we are going to use synchronous learning, either we are going to use both, okay, if average or low, if we are going to use a synchronous learning environment. Okay, so this is for our online learning environment that we are having right now. Okay, so this is the outline of my presentation. So I divide it into 4, which I will talk about ADDIE model. Okay, maybe we have all the expert of ADDIE model here, as I can see here. I have my Sifu, Dr. Azida, and my friends, Dr. Rosniza, okay, who are also an expert of ADDIE model. And then we have students' needs survey, okay, which I developed, okay, based on my experience. This is what this is the survey that I give to my students, and they need to fill in at the first early of the semester, and then I will see their needs and try to fulfill the needs of my students so that my online learning will be smooth and my student achieve the learning outcome, okay, that we set at each of our lesson. Okay, and the student needs a survey is not only at the end, at the early of the semester, but you can also use it, okay, and maybe once a month, okay, so that we know what are the needs of our student. Okay, and then the third one is teaching strategies and material mapping. Okay, so this is the mapping that we are going to do. Okay, mapping is just the mapping of the acronym that is ADDIE. Okay, and the most important is the designing lesson plan. So when you design your lesson plan, inshallah, the delivery of our content will be smooth and our student will, achieve the learning outcome that we have set, okay, at the first of our lesson. Okay, so this is what I'm going to share with all of you, okay. The use of ADDIE model, okay, with student needs on designing the teaching strategies and material mapping in the lesson plan. Okay, so this is what we call the ADDIE process or the ADDIE model. Okay, I don't want to talk about the technical terms or definition of ADDIE model. So just a general brief on the definition of ADDIE model is it is an instructional tool, okay, that we instructional model that we use in our teaching and learning process. Okay, so it's just a framework or a guideline, okay, to the lecturer in order to have to develop the instructional material or to use it in for our teaching and learning process. Okay, so this is the first question that I would like to ask all of you. Okay, do you know what is ADDIE model? Okay, maybe some of you have heard about ADDIE model, but you don't know the detail or the element in the ADDIE model, which we have 5 phases. Okay, so can you just click can you just go to this link and answer the simple question that is yes or no. Okay, so this link I will copy and paste to the chat box. Okay. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, so I paste it on the chat box, everyone. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, so I hope you can just click on the link and answer the question. Okay, just a simple question. So we have only three response here. So this is, I'm using a Google form. Okay, so if you teach or do your online lesson, okay, to get feedback from our students, sometimes the students write their feedback in the chat box. Okay, but in the chat box, okay, we have all other information. So it is hard for us to analyze our student response on the question that we give to the students. Okay, so we have 10 response here, okay, which we have 9 said no and 1 said yes. Okay, so this is what we call a real-time response that we get from the students. Okay, so at the first lesson, you can just give the student needs survey, okay, and you can get the instant feedback from your student. Okay, or you can just upload or put in the link in the e-learn, so that before class, the students are going to fill in the survey and you can get the information of the students' needs, okay, in your class before you proceed with your lesson. Okay, so we have 11 response, we said 9, so we have more than half of our participants do not know what is ADDIE model. Okay, so therefore I need to explain more on the ADDIE model. What is ADDIE model? Okay, and then we have 2 said yes. So when we want to deliver our lesson, what we need, this is the most important, feedback. Okay, it is not the slide that we have do before our lesson. Okay, so to deliver our content, what we need to know is what is our student demand, okay, on that particular lesson. Okay, because we have 14 weeks, okay, and the student demand is not going to be the same. Okay, our student is mobile right now. Okay, they are not in the classroom or fixed in one place. Okay, now they are learning at any time and anywhere. Okay, so we need to really know about our student needs so that we can deliver our lesson, okay, to our student to achieve the learning outcome. Okay, so the participant here 11 said no, so I need to explain more on ADDIE model. Okay, okay, so I already get the response from the participant, so this is what you need to get from your students. Okay, respond from them so you know the needs of your student. So ADDIE model is one model was particularly effective in providing developers. So developers is us. We are developers. Okay, we are instructional designer. Okay, although we are a lecturer, but we are also have another task that is a developer or instructional designer. Because we are the one who develop the content to our students. Okay, we are not just going to the class, we say to our student, okay, now you go to the library or search for this content. Okay, we don't develop anything to our student. Okay, no, we are the lecturer who develop the content. We have our learning objective for each lesson. And we also have the outline on what we are going to lecture to our student. So we are the developers. Okay. So the lecturer with a generate systematic framework. So we have the framework which is 6 phases. Okay, we need to follow the phases structuredly. Okay, systematic framework that was easy to use. Okay, this is the easiest instructional design model. Okay, it is very structured. Okay, we have all the 5 phases, and we need to follow and complete each phases. Okay, and then applicable to variety of setting. Okay, it is not only for instructional developer. This is not only to develop our teaching material. Instructional is teaching. Okay, because I'm always talking about instructional. Okay, so teaching, it is same meaning with the instructional. Okay, instruction. So teaching material that we develop, we need to have a systematic framework. Okay, if not, it is just like we are short sendiri lah. Okay, developing our own teaching material, okay, without having go through all the phases of a systematic framework. That is why we using ADDIE as a simple or systematic framework that can help us, okay, and guide us, okay, to develop our content, okay, and go through all the phases. Okay, if we don't go through all the phases, like I said just now, short sendirilah. Okay, so we develop our own teaching material. For example, our slides. Okay, if you want to develop your content, your slides, you also need to use a systematic framework. Okay, so that we can improve our content of delivery for each and every of our lesson. Okay, because this nowadays we are not going to have our lecture in the class. Okay, if you are having your lecture in the class, we have a limited facilities, limited networking. Okay, we just have one what we call equipment in the class, LCD projector, LCD screen, and we are having our teaching material that is just a PowerPoint slide. Okay, if you want to interact with our student, for example, we ask them to fill in the Google form. Okay, so the students are going to open up their mobile phone. Okay, so we can interact with our student, and we can ask them to, okay, call their name and ask them to answer the question in the classroom. Okay, but in the online learning, we need to have a variety of setting. Okay, we cannot just have one setting that is just one-way communication. Okay, and we need to use a variety of tools. Okay, so that our student will engage with us. Okay, so this is what is the mean of ADDIE model? Just a model, a simple model, okay, of instructional design model. That is, we want to design and develop our teaching, okay, teaching material using a model, okay, so that we can develop an effective material to our students. Okay, so that is ADDIE model. Okay, and then we have the first phase or the first step of ADDIE model is analysis. Okay, this is the important part, okay, of the process, okay, in designing and developing your teaching material. Okay, because we are in the online setting, the most important is the teaching material that we use to upload in our e-learn, okay, that we use to give to our student to explore and engage, okay, with the activities in the online setting. Okay, so we need to have an analysis of our student needs. Okay, so this is just a simple survey. We don't give to our student a very, technical survey. Okay, we have a large number of questions. Okay, just a simple survey that we can get an overview of our student needs in the online setting. Okay. Okay, now this is the response. Have you did a survey on your students' online facilities needs? Okay, at the early of the semester, of this semester. Okay, so we have here, you can just type, okay, poolf.com, okay, on the top of the slide here, /JII 66150. Okay, just type in your URL poolf.com/JII 66150. Okay, and then you can answer the survey. Okay, either it is yes or no. Okay, just type there. Okay, poolf.com. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's a capital letter or small letter. Okay, just type poolf.com. Okay, /JII 66150. Okay, and then you can answer the question. Okay, so I just give you around 2 minutes to answer the question. Okay, 2 minutes to answer the question. So right now we are having, yes, 25% of our participants, okay, do the survey, okay, on the student needs, on the facilities, okay, online facility that they are having, okay, when we start our, lesson, okay, so now we have 75% of our student, of our participant, 80%, now it increased, no, okay, maybe 80% of our participants, we just deliver the lecture, okay, as they use before this, okay, without having a survey on student facilities needs, okay. So that one you are not referring to the ADDIE model, or you are not having the first step, okay, of the systematic framework on developing your content, okay. I believe all of us, okay, including me, we are having our slides, okay. Start from before MCO, okay, we are using the slide, okay, before MCO, and when we are having our online setting environment, we still use the same slide, okay. But we need to remember, okay, the teaching and learning environment have been changed, okay. We are not in the classroom anymore. We are in the online setting. Okay, of course, when you do when you having your first lesson, or when you having a lesson with your students, okay, using WebEx online meeting, okay, you still see your student in the online setting. Okay, sometimes you ask your student to open their videos. Okay, so you can see their face. But do you think your student really, okay, listen to your lecture or learn whatever content you deliver to them? Okay, you can see their face, but they might doing something else. Okay, because they are not in the classroom setting. Okay, we can just see their face. Okay, like they are, listening to our lecture, but they might not listening to our lecture. Okay, so this is the most important part, okay, that you need to do. The first phase is analysis. Okay, analyze first. For example, I will analyze my student. Okay, if my postgraduate student, we have only 5 students. Okay, so all 5 students are having a very high internet networking. So I don't have any problem, okay, to do the online WebEx meeting. Okay, then I did my survey on my undergraduate student, okay, where I have more than 200 students. Okay, so I see more than 50% of the students are not having a high internet connection. Okay, so I cannot do, most of my lecture, okay, I cannot do it in the online, WebEx online meeting, because half of my students, okay, don't have the high internet connection. If I'm still using online WebEx meetings, my student will be on and off, okay, on and off. Okay, so that's why we need to have the first phase is the analysis phase. Okay, so we need to do the student online facilities needs. It's a very simple survey. You can use my, online survey. Okay, and then use the link. Give the link to the students, or before you start the class, okay, you can just give them the link, and they can do it like this. Okay, you can include the full F in your PowerPoint slide. Okay, this is the just PowerPoint slide. Huh? So I use a full F as my, feedback, instant feedback. Okay, to get instant feedback from my participant. Okay, it is free. However, if you don't subscribe the full F.com, okay, you need to, you just have 40 participants that can give feedback. Okay, if your class more than 40, okay, you can't use this as your instant feedback tool, okay, that you want to get from your students. Okay, you need to use Google Form, okay, that I use, in my earlier feedback. Okay, Google Form you also can include or just upload the link, okay, in your slide, and then your student will type the link in their phone and they can answer it. Or you can convert into QR code. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, for example, I will show you how you are going to, conduct your online, survey with your student. Okay, okay, this is the Google form. Okay, for example, this is the Google form. Okay, we have view here. Okay, when I will give you the link of the Google form after this. Okay, if you want to use this form, okay, you need to go to the setting first, this 3 dot, okay, and then you have to make a copy. Okay, make sure you make a copy. If not, all other students from other lecturer will use the same form. Okay, just make a copy. Okay, when you get the link after this, okay, you can just use this form and then make a copy. Okay, when you make a copy, you can rename it, and this form will be in your Google Drive. Your Drive. Yes, your Google Drive. Okay, rename the copy, and then you can select the folder in your Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive. Do we have any problem with Google Drive? Okay, do you have any problem with Google Drive, or some of you might not use a Google Drive before? Can you answer it in the, in your chat box? Okay, everybody have used a Google Drive before, yeah, right? So if all of you have used the Google Drive before, so you just make a copy. Okay, so after you make a copy and then you view the form, okay, you just copy the link. Okay, copy, Control-C, and then go to Google and type, okay, convert link to QR code. Okay, free. Okay, so we have here QR code generator. Okay, go to here because some of your students, okay, might not use laptop when they attend our class. Okay, so they will have a QR code. You can scan it. Okay, or they use iPad. Okay, because our student might have two handphones, okay, two smartphones. Okay, so they can scan the QR code or type the URL. So you can just paste it here. So this is the QR code. Okay, you can save and give the QR code to your student. Okay, so your student will scan the QR code and answer the survey. Okay, so you will get an instant feedback from your student on their needs. Okay, so this is the survey. Okay, so this is the pool F. Okay, pool everywhere that I have, add in my PowerPoint. Okay, so I will show you after this how are you going to add the pool everywhere in your slides. Okay, if you have time, so I will show to you and you can add the pool F in your slide. Okay, but for free version, you need to you just can have 40 student or 40 student or participant that can give feedback to your question. Okay, so so as we can see before, okay, most of our participants are not, did do a survey on their students' online facilities needs. Okay, so why it is important? Because just two element that we need to know. The most important is the two element. Okay, that is internet networking and the equipment. Okay, so peralatan tu juga sangat penting. Okay, because if our student use a different device, okay, so we need to know about that so that we can design and develop our tools or our teaching material, okay, using the right tools, okay, and the right teaching material. Okay, we cannot use the same teaching material, okay, to fulfill our student needs, okay, on their internet networking and equipment. So this is the most important analysis element that you need to get from your student. Okay, because we are in the online setting. Okay, although if you are not, sorry, if you are not, okay, use all your 14 weeks, okay, with online learning. You also have, face-to-face learning, that is blended learning. You also need to know about their internet networking and also the equipment that they are using. Okay, so this is the most two important element. Okay, if you want to ask two questions, okay, it's up to you. Okay, how about their internet networking and their equipment? Okay. Okay, so this is the Google Form template. So I will copy and paste the link here into the chat box. Okay. Okay, so this is the link of the Google Form template that I have shown you before. This one. Okay. So you need to make a copy. Okay, please make a copy. Okay, make a copy and you can also edit this survey. Sometimes you want to know more about your student needs. It's not only about internet networking. Okay, so this is my template. You can edit it. Okay, so here we are asking about their current location. Okay, that they having their online class. Okay, either they are at home, USM campus, cyber cafe, restaurant with Wi-Fi, or other place with internet connection. Okay, so we really need to know about this. Okay, if they are in USM campus, I think we don't have any problem. Okay, but if they are at home or in a restaurant with Wi-Fi, maybe our student might have a problem with the internet connection. If they are in a cyber cafe, I don't think they have an internet connection problem. Okay, but this is just the location when our students are having their online class. Okay, next question, what type of internet networking that you are using right now? Okay, so they are having all this, they can take, okay, mobile data with limited data. Okay, for my last semester, my undergraduate student, half of them, okay, are using mobile data with limited data. So I cannot, do my I cannot do my online WebEx meeting, okay, for 2 hours, no, okay, because they are using, most of my students, half of my students are using limited data. So maybe I can be with them in the WebEx online meeting only for half an hour until 1 hour, okay. If more than 1 hour, most of my students are going to left my WebEx meeting, okay, because they have a limited mobile data. So this is another, okay, element that you need to know so that you can see either your students are, having a high internet networking or low internet networking. Okay, how about your internet connection right now? Okay, in the current situation right now, okay, so they are having high speed, average speed or low speed. Okay, if you prepare your lesson using WebEx online meeting on the, early of our lesson, okay, on our first time of our lesson, okay, we ask this question for instant feedback, okay. So if majority of our students are having average speed, it means we cannot do the online WebEx meeting until 2 hours. Okay, of course, our students are going to have the recording, okay. So it is not the same when we are delivering our lecture in the synchronous or in the online face-to-face setting, and also use the pre-recording. Okay, if you are using pre-recording, make sure it is pre-recording for the whole lesson. Okay, don't mix between the online face-to-face with web meetings and also pre-recording. Okay, so maybe the student understanding will be different between two groups. Okay, maybe you can do a research on that. Okay, but there are papers or articles that have done the research on that. He's saying that this is a two different, setting. Okay, we cannot expect our student to have the same understanding. Okay, so this is the element that you need to know on your student in the real time. Okay, if most of our students have the high speed internet connection, then we can proceed with WebEx meetings a full time, our class schedule. Okay, because my majority will watch the pre-recording. Okay, if not, our student workload will be high. If, for example, they are having the online face-to-face with us, and then after online face-to-face, they need to watch again the pre-recording, okay, and plus with the assignment. Okay, so we don't want our, our student workload, okay, it's very high. So they are very stressed right now. We are having a student with a very high stress level right now because of high workload or high assignment, high too much task, okay, for them to do every week. Okay, so we don't want that. Okay, so we need to know about this. So our learning objective will be achieved. So what device are they using and what type, okay, synchronous online face-to-face platform they would like to use. Okay, sometimes our student cannot use WebEx, okay, because it is not they cannot, I mean, the audio, they have problem with the audio, video, and I don't know, okay. Maybe they can use Google Meet, most of our students, but we need to cater the needs of majority of our students. Okay, we don't want the majority, we just ignore their needs. No, the majority we need to fulfill, because we cannot fulfill all our students' needs. So we just fulfill the majority. And the minority, we need to add on more tasks. Okay, so we need to cater with the majority after the class. Okay, so just majority, minority. Okay, not the majority. Okay, and then types of synchronous instant feedback platform that you would like to use, WhatsApp or Telegram, or you can add more on this. Okay, which do you prefer, online class, okay, online face-to-face real time, or online face-to-face at any time? Okay, this is synchronous, and this asynchronous. Okay, you don't put synchronous and asynchronous. Okay, I don't think your student will understand about the terms. Okay, just write like this. And then any other feedback on needs regarding your course that will enable you to smoothly attend all the activities and lecture in an online class. Okay, or you can add in more questions if you would like to ask more questions and get to know, okay, your student needs before we start the class. Okay, just use this Google form, make it a copy, okay, and then you can send to your student, and you can get the instant feedback. Click on the response and you see the response of your student here. Okay, and you can analyze it. Already analyzed by the Google form. Okay, if you have just 5 students or less than 5, okay, you can ask them in the class and get the instant feedback. Don't need to use the Google form. Okay, but before class, if you want to use for your 5 students, you can use this form. Okay, so this is the Google form template. Okay, do you have any question before I proceed to the design? Do we have any question? Okay.
Yes, Dr. Yasmin. Would you like to unmute, Dr. Yasmin?
Yes, sorry, my background might be so noise currently, but I would like to ask, if like every lecturer in all courses did this survey, don't you think that it will burden the students, that like every single they have to fill in the similar sorry,
it's okay.
The student need to fill in every single survey. So what do you think? Is it necessary for all the lecturers to do this survey?
Okay, so if you ask me, okay, if you give the link to your students, it is not, I mean, a full length of a question that they need to answer. They just click, okay, because all our students have a mobile phone, and it is not, I mean, when I give to my student, it is not burden at all, because it is not, I mean, a full length of too much question for them to answer. Just a simple one that in their current situation. Okay, so if we see the question, okay, okay, they just need to fill in where is their current location, and they don't have to think about what to answer in the question. Okay, and it is up to you. Okay, it is not compulsory, okay, for you to use this survey. Maybe you can ask in the class before you start the lesson. Okay, for example, okay, how about your internet connection for today class? Okay, and then you can see on your chat box. But if you see on the chat box, you cannot analyze. Okay, so therefore, you can edit the question. Make a copy, okay, for the next class. They don't have to answer email address, name, matric number. You can just delete, okay, the question here. Okay, for example, go here and then you can delete this one, name, matric number, and just, I mean, a question that you would like your student to answer. Okay, and this Google form already analyzed for you. Okay, where are your student current situation? 100% was at home. Okay, so okay, at home. But you need to look at their internet connection. Okay, so if you see here, half of your students are having, for example, a high and half average. High and average, it means you can do your WebEx meetings. You don't do 2 hours, okay, in the WebEx meetings, your class. Okay, maybe you can do 30 to 1 hours. Another 1 hours is their activities. Okay, so that is your design. Okay, so you can edit this one. Okay, edit your questionnaire. Just 2 questions about their internet connection and about their device they are using right now. Okay, in case you're demonstrating, your lecture, okay, and your student are using their phone. Okay, most of your students using their phone, so they cannot follow your demonstration on how to, create a Google form, for example. Okay, so that's why you can edit this survey, okay, and ask their need before the class. Okay, so I always ask my students, how about your internet connection today? Okay, they just answer one question. Okay, most of them are having high internet connection, so we don't have any problem, okay, to deliver our lecture. Okay, so it's up to you. If you want to do it once a month, okay, at the first of your semester and then at the end of your semester, it's also up to you. Okay, you need to design, but you need to know your student needs. That is the most important. What are the devices they are using? Where are their current location right now? How their internet speed? Okay, so Google Form already analyzed to you. If you use poll everywhere, like I used just now, you also can get an analysis from poll everywhere. Okay, so if you ask me, yes, you need to give a survey to your student for the needs of their what are their needs to our lesson. Okay, but when are you going to give the survey to your student? It's depend on you, because you know your class. Okay, you know how you are going to deliver your lecture. Okay, so do I answer your question, Dr. Yasmin? Okay, I also have a concern on asking students to go to other link during online class. Their line rather just go home. Okay. Okay, so you can just ask your student. Okay, it is not Vina. Do we have Vina here? To go to other link during online class that disrupt their line, rather just the post. Go to other link. What do you mean?
Hi,
Dr.
Dr. Suraida.
Hi.
Dina here. Boleh dengar?
Boleh, clear, very clear.
Okay, no, because most of the time students can either on their phone or even on their laptop. Laptop and computers, I think it's easier for them to nak pergi this Google form link, that Google form link. And usually if I do have plans to ask them questions during the lesson, I think it's easier to just use our macam WebEx. You have a poll feature, and they also give us analysis and everything like that. But I still was wondering, because when you're talking about high and medium internet, we have witnessed a lot of time WebEx memang ambil a lot of bandwidth and a lot of connectivity problems. So maybe if we have more concrete evidence, we need to change into a better different software like Zoom. Mungkin lah kalau Azida and the rest are still listening. But yeah, that's my concern. But bila kita buat online class, kalau bagi banyak link, they have to click, and then if they're using the phone, they akan open another website and then they have to come back to the class. I'm just wondering if it's disruptive sahaja. But for me, I'm still learning, so I'm learning about how others do it and how are the responses of their students. Macam tu lah. Do they prefer online poll that is inside the WebEx sahaja atau Zoom sahaja, or do they actually have no problems just to click and open more website bila class is going on? So that's my concern. I also do Mentimeter and all that, but I feel like sometimes a simple poll like yes, no, boleh answer dalam the system itself lah.
Okay, thank you so much, Vina. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we learn from Vina. Okay, so Vina kata she use other link, post, boleh, tak ada masalah. It's up to you how you are going to use the feedback link, but it is disruptive to our student. Okay, that's why we need to have a timer for our student. Okay, I mean, maybe you can just use this online timer here. Okay, and then give time to our student. Okay, for them to answer our question. Okay, time is the most important. How you are going to control your online class. Okay, if you don't have time, you cannot control the class. Okay, online class. Because sometimes when we ask them to open the Google form, okay, they will take more time. Okay, because we don't have the timer here. Okay, that's why you need to plan. Okay, really plan your lesson so that when you give time, okay, 2 minutes for you to answer the question. Okay, so they need to fulfill the 2 minutes time. Okay, and then go back to the lesson. Okay, make sure they complete because we can track our student here. How many have responded the question? Okay, whoever did not respond the question, maybe they have the internet problem. Okay, but if majority of our students, okay, have answered the question, so they don't have any problem. So before, okay, so based on my experience, okay, before I don't use timer. You know, when I don't use timer, the feedback is very slow. Okay, but when I start using online timer, okay, I get an instant feedback from my student, and more than half of my students are giving the feedback. Okay, for my undergraduate student, because we are having more than 200 students. Okay, but for my postgraduate, I don't use timer because we just have 5 students. Okay, less than 5 students. Okay, so it is up to you. Okay, if you don't want to use WebEx, most of your students, okay, are not, preferring WebEx, okay, to class. So what you need to do, okay, you need to use the preferred, okay, platform that your student wanted, okay, in listening to your lecture. That is the most important. Of course, USM have subscribed WebEx, okay, but the most important is our student. Of course, we need to use WebEx also. Okay, maybe you can use WebEx for your lecture recording, pre-recording video. Okay, for recording our lecture, we can use WebEx. Okay, you don't have your student because you the one have the high internet connection, but your student is not. Okay, so it is maybe we can call it gangguan lah bila kita suruh student buka apa phone, buka link. Okay, so sebenarnya tidak ada masalah if you control the class, okay, and use timer. Okay, I don't know, my experience when I use timer, I got more than half of my student give the instant feedback. Okay, before I use timer, okay, I just get a slow feedback from my student. Okay, so the analysis of feedback from your student is a must. Okay, if you don't want to answer, for example, if you feel ada gangguan lah, contoh kita nak bagi lecture, we ask our student to click on the link and then they open another link, they answer, and then they might open their WhatsApp or Facebook. Okay, so you can give the survey before class. Okay, so before class our student have their free time. Okay, so it is not mengganggu lah our lecture time. tak mengganggu lah. We don't give this survey to our student on the class. Okay. So if you want instant feedback, for example, our Dr. Vina just now, okay, use poll in the WebEx. It's okay, you can use whatever tools you can use. It is not tools everywhere. It is not just a Google, Google form. Okay, other tools is also okay. Okay, because it already analyzed for you. Okay, so this is what we can do lah. Okay, if they don't want to use or they don't prefer WebEx, okay, you need to use Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. Okay, that most of your students, okay, can learn from your, lecture. Okay, that is the most element that we want from our student, so that we can improve our teaching material. Okay, maybe on the first class it is not perfect. Okay, but when we get response from our student, then it will make more perfect to our students. Okay, sometimes when it is in an online setting, when I ask my student, they say they are not, really remember about what we talk in the class. Okay, for example, we have a WebEx meeting. When we give our lecture, they cannot remember that. So I asked them what are the most element that they remember. Okay, they said the activities. Okay, what activities? The activities that I give timer to them. I use spinning wheel. Okay, and then I ask them to do an infographic. Okay, about what, for example, I'm teaching ICT in education about ADDIE model. They are doing the infographic, and then they do the content of ADDIE model in infographic. That one they remember about the infographic, all the activities, because it is in an online setting. Okay, so when they listen to our lecture, okay, they might also scroll down their Facebook or chat with their friends. Okay, so that is how we are going to get our student, the needs of our student. Okay, so we need to improve our teaching material. Okay, so however, you need to try and error first. Okay, maybe on the first lesson you use this type of design, okay, and then you see the result. You need to improve it or just continue with this design. Okay, if you need to improve, you have to improve on the next lesson. Okay, your teaching material, the activities, the tools that you use in the online setting. Okay, you need to use a pre-recording, a synchronous learning. That's all is your design, because you know the class, you know the student, and it cannot be, the same. Of course, I believe that all our courses are not going to have the same design, because we are having, okay, a different student, different types of student. Okay, but however, we need to cater the majority, okay, of our student. The minority, we have to deal with them after the class. Okay, so it is, adding our workload lah as a lecturer, but we don't have choice. Okay, because we are in the online setting. Okay, not in the classroom face to face. Okay, our student will come to our class and we deliver our lecture. Okay, so now we are at 10:01 AM. So if you have any question, you can just write in the chat box. Okay, Cik Sawan, we are having a break right now.
Yes, Dr. Zuraida. Yeah, we're gonna have a short break for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we'll continue at 10:06 after our short break. It's a good practice. Experts said it's a good practice for us to take a short break, maybe after 45 minutes or 1 hour. Maybe we can stand up, do some stretching, or look outside of our window to make ourselves to re-energize ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agree with you.
Yes, we'll be sharing also a link for all of you to maybe have a look on how we can do simple stretching at the office. Okay. So
Thank you.
let's take a break for maybe 5 minutes. We'll start again at 10:06. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Siti, yeah, would you like to continue?
Okay, thank you so much, Sawan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so next step or the next phase is design. Okay, so design is the most important part of, instructional designer, task. Okay, or we as a developer of our own teaching material, so we need to design. Okay, so design is the most important part. If we fail to design, so it might affect our students and also might affect the delivery of our lecture. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, what is an effective design of online setting, online teaching material, online teaching and learning pedagogy. Okay, so the mechanism through which the online teacher implements the best pedagogy for the course or topic. Okay, when designing the online learning. So design is the mechanism. When you want to design your online learning, you're using the mechanism through which the online teacher implements the best pedagogy. So you need to design the best pedagogy for your students. Okay, we don't have any choice right now. Okay, everything must be in an online setting. So we need to change. How are we going to change? So we need to design. Okay, so when you design, you need to be creative to implement the best pedagogy, because you know your course, you know your content, and you know how to deliver to your student to make sure your student participate in your online lecture. Okay, we don't want to give an online lecture without any interaction or connection with our students. Okay, we want all of our students to interact. Okay, when we pick our student name, not all are interacting with us. Okay, but if we use a spinning wheel, our student will very excited, and they maksudnya berdebar-debar lah. Okay, so they are going to really pay attention in our lecture. Okay, so spinning wheel is a very, effective tools, okay, for you to get attention from your students, because they might be chosen. Okay, they might be chosen by us to answer the question about our lecture. So they have to really listen to our lecture. Okay, so you can just go to, okay, I will show to you spinning tools. I'm afraid we don't have time, so when I show the tools, maybe you can just use that. Okay, so wheel of name. Okay, so just type here wheelofnames.com. Okay, so this is the name of our students. Okay, you just copy and paste, okay, from the list of our student. Okay, and then you just paste it here. Okay, then we just click to spin, and we can get the student name. Okay, because this one make them excited. Okay, make them berdebar-debar lah. So we have a winner. Okay, so this one you just copy and paste. Okay, if you don't have the list name, you just go to your CLA. Okay, there is the list name of our students. Okay, in the Excel, copy and paste it here. Okay, and then use the spinning wheel to choose your student. Okay, so you have the spinning, wheel of name. So who are the bertuah lah kat situ. Okay, so thank you so much, Cisawan, okay, for the link of wheelofnames.com. Okay, so this one makes them excited. Okay, so limited, we don't have limited name. I have done before. Okay, I have 200 students. I copy all the name and put it here. Okay, we have all the name there. Okay, so you can try and error. Okay, so all the name are very halus-halus lah dekat sini. Okay, tapi when we spin the name, and they will appear the name of our student there. Okay, so this is a wheel of name. Okay, that will make our student excited and also listen, okay, to our lecture. Okay, so this is one of the tools that you can use in your class. Okay. Okay, Dr. Aznan, okay. And then we have the next thing is okay. This is another effective online teaching or online pedagogy, that we need to have interactivity. Faculty is the lecturer, and student presence, okay, are essential in an effective online learning environment. So interactivity. okay, between us and our students. So that's why we are using the wheel of name, okay, Google form, okay, so we can interact with them. Okay. Okay, next, there are 3 principles of effective online pedagogy, okay, by Bill Ness. Okay, first, let the students do most of the work. You know, if we just give a lecture, okay, and our students just listen to us, okay, they might open other, other website, scroll their WhatsApp, Facebook, update their timeline, IG, okay. So we let the student do most of the work. How about our lecture? Okay, sometimes we are asking, how about our lecture? We need to give lecture to our student. So you can do pre-recording. Flip your online learning environment. I mean, most of the time in the class, you are using it with student activities. Okay, so students are going to do all the activities in your online class. The lecture, you just pre-record your lecture, upload in your e-learn. So they don't have, more work to do lah. Okay, just, watch the video lecture before class and then do all the activities in the class. Okay, just a simple activities, use all the tools, okay, and then make them do most of the work. So they don't have time to, surf the internet, scroll their Facebook, okay, use wheel of name, okay, and then if they have problem with their internet connection, make them, okay, send their answer in the WhatsApp. If most of your students have problem with internet connection, average internet connection, so you can do all the activities in WhatsApp. Provide the link to the WhatsApp, okay, and then your student will answer in the WhatsApp. WhatsApp, you can use it, okay, with low internet connection, low speed or low bandwidth, okay. So WhatsApp, just use WhatsApp. In my tutorial class, I'm using WhatsApp most of my lesson in tutorial. Okay, just in the first week and the last week, I'm using Webex meeting because most of my students are having a low bandwidth. Okay, and it is much effective. And the students say, okay, they like the style of having the first class Webex meeting and the last class. Okay, and then the real time face-to-face, you are using WhatsApp. Okay, so just WhatsApp with them in the 1 hour tutorial lesson. Okay, if they need to present, ask them to do the pre-recording. So what are we going to have in our tutorial class? The Q&A. Okay, so Q&A are very effective in the WhatsApp. Okay, and we as a lecturer are going to facilitate the Q&A between the presenter and the audience. Okay, the students, other students that ask questions. If the presenter give a wrong answer, we have to, muncul lah dalam WhatsApp tu untuk give the right answer. Okay, so it is very effective. Okay, our students don't have time to surf for others. Google, scroll their Facebook, WhatsApp, and so on. Okay, the more time students spend engaged with the content, the more they will learn. That's why they said to me, they remember the task that I give to them. Okay, so the lecture they can view back so many times if we give them a pre-recorded lecture. Okay, so they can review back. If you use Webex meetings, they also can look back at the pre-recording. Sometimes our pre-recording, we lecturer also have a problem with internet connection. Sometimes in our Webex, okay, it is on and off. Although we are using, USM secure, okay, it is not, what we said, dia taklah selalu high speed. No, sometimes the internet, we don't have choice. Internet is like that. Okay, kadang-kadang okay, kadang-kadang slow. Okay, so that is internet. So what are we going to have? What are we going to do? We don't have choice. So if you do pre-recording, it is not online version of recording. Okay, jadi takkan ada masalah lah, on off dan sebagainya. So you don't have distraction, student don't have distraction when listening to your lecture. Dia tak ada gangguan. Okay, so that is my suggestion. However, it is your design. Okay, because we don't want our student to have a distraction when listening to our lecture. Kadang-kadang kita rasa kita dah okay dah cakap. Okay, kadang-kadang student tak cakap pun, rupanya kita ni cakap seorang-seorang. Okay, because sometimes webback pun kadang-kadang problem juga. Okay, bila kita tengah cakap, tiba-tiba dia audio tu senyap. Okay, and our student diam je. Okay, and then tiba-tiba mungkin sebab dah lama kita cakap seorang-seorang, barulah student letak dekat situ. Okay, we cannot hear your voice. Okay, dah lama dah cakap seorang-seorang. Okay, so that is, ada kekurangan jugalah. Okay, dalam Webex meeting, if you want to use our Webex meeting as our recording. Okay, sometimes bunyi bising-bising dan sebagainya pun, student kita pun diam juga. Okay, so that is the problem of online setting. But, like I said before, we always improve our teaching material. Okay, this is not every week lah. Okay, maybe we start with a third week. Do pre-recording, do all the activities. Maybe macam lagi penat lah activities compare to giving a lecture. Lecture kita cakap je lah. Kita dengar ke, tak dengar ke, kita pun tak tahu. Okay, balik nanti tengok recording. Macam tu lah. Okay, so we can just use for 1 week. Okay, create or design your lesson. Okay, just try and error. Okay, we don't know. Maybe it will improve our engagement with our student in the online setting. Okay, sebab itulah kita terindu-rindu kan face to face in the class. Okay, why? Kita kata dah lama kita tak engage dengan student. Okay, dalam online tak boleh engage. Student punya masalah internet lah dan sebagainya. That's why we need to know our student needs. So we can design and fulfill their needs. Okay, and make them do the most of the work. Okay, and then second principle is interactivity. Is the heart and soul of effective asynchronous learning. Okay, asynchronous learning means we are not having a real-time face-to-face online. Okay, so our student can do at any time and anywhere the asynchronous learning. Okay, so we need to have an interactivity with the student. Okay, so this one I will talk more on our design. Principle 3, strive, okay, 4%, social, cognitive, and teaching reasons. Okay, so semua ni kita kena ada dalam the effective online pedagogy. Okay, and then okay, this one I would like you to respond on poolf.com/JII66150. What are the challenges that you face when conducting your online class? Okay, so I will give you time around 5 minutes for you to answer what are the challenges. Okay. Okay, we have timer here. So 5 minutes. Set. So this is the timer. Okay, and then what are the challenges? Okay, we have this now. Okay, so you can go to poolf.com, okay, /JII66150. Okay. So before that, let's see any question here. So Cik Sarwan has given a link here. Oh, thank you so much. Selwan?
Yeah, not at all, not at all.
Okay, we have, oh sorry, I was start just now. So our first time might have a little bit of problem when you want to try to do something new, okay, with your online setting. Okay, there might be a problem there. Okay, but it is, I mean, when we do online, it is try and error. If you have technical problem or error, we need to find something else, okay, to do the to make sure our online class, they don't have any problem. Okay, so challenges here, concentration among participants. This one is the most challenge. Okay, we cannot, that is the online setting. Okay, to get the attention from the student. Okay, frustrated when students don't on their camera. Yes, okay, I'm also very frustrated, same as you. Okay, as much as we try to understand their data is low. That's why we need to have our student need survey. Okay, so we need to engage with them with the low internet connection. Okay, can't control the same internet speed from all the students. Yes. Okay, that's why you need to ask their internet speed. Okay, on the first class, just one question. If they have average, we have to design our lecture not more than 30 minutes or 1 hour. Okay, because kalau kita buka Webex, okay, student selalu cakap, okay, top up habis dalam masa sejam dah habis top up. Okay, so kita pun rasa kesian, kadang rasa frustrated juga, tak boleh nak deliver. That's why I suggest to you, do the pre-recording. Okay, activity we can engage in the WhatsApp. Okay, you can give the link. Okay, if you use spinning wheel, okay, so you are going to use spinning wheel and then the name you get from the spinning wheel, paste it on the WhatsApp. So student are going to be, maksudnya berhati-hatilah takut nama dia naik dalam WhatsApp. Okay, so make sure you just copy and paste the link in the WhatsApp. Jangan upload video apa semua, akan jadi susah jugalah. If link, the student don't have problem to open it. Okay, but you need to cater most of your student, half of your student. Okay, tak bolehlah kita nak cater semua. Okay, so the minority you need to cater after that. Okay, deal with them after the class. Okay, they don't turn their camera on, okay, data low and so on. So we need to really, I mean, get a survey from our student. Okay, if low, use WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp, they don't have any problem. Okay, I have my student who live in Sarawak. She also have problem in WhatsApp. So we cannot interact real time with other class. Okay, so we need to interact at night. Because malam je baru okay internet dia kata. Okay, ataupun awal pagi. So we have to deal with that, with the minority. Okay, less understanding about principle application of COI. Okay, so ini yang berlaku apabila kita, I mean, don't design, okay, our lesson. Okay, carefully. Kita tak perlulah buat buku lesson plan. No. Okay, just click and then you have your own design. Okay, that's the template yang saya cuba gunakan lah. Okay. And then we have next one. Okay, top instructional. So instructional design challenge in e-learn. Okay, so we have lack of clarity in understanding the learning objective. So this is all the challenge that faced by us, okay, including me. Okay, who is your target audience? Choosing the right instructional design model. So this is what we are going to have. Okay, choosing the right instructional model, challenge. Okay, and then the instructional design strategy, information overload. Okay, we just talk to our student and then ask them to, absorb all the information. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so the time already ends now. Okay, and then we have holding the attention for entire course, and then falling into the trap of using the same technique over and over again. Okay, project management evolve with the technology. So this is the problem. Okay, we need to evolve with the technology. Okay, so for technology, our students don't have problem at all. Okay, as you can see, all of our students are having their smartphone. Okay, majority. Okay, but there are minority who, their mobile data is limited. Okay, and they don't have line in their home. Okay, so you can suggest to your student to come to USM, come back to USM. Okay, because USM you will have a high internet connection. If your hometown is a very low internet connection or you don't have internet connection at all, so your student might have a very big problem. Okay, because tak ada langsung internet connection. Macam mana nak belajar sedangkan we don't have choice online setting. So you need to make sure your student come to USM. Okay, balik USM, jangan duduk kat rumah lah. Dia duduk kat rumah pun dia tak boleh belajar juga. So most of my students ada yang macam tu, and I ask them to come to USM, balik ke USM. Okay, it's okay. Okay, tak ada masalah balik ke USM. Okay, so dia akan balik ke USM sebab memang kat rumah dia tak ada internet connection. Okay, but most of my students are average. Okay, so dia taklah semua low, kecuali my tutorial SEM lepas. Okay, my tutorial class, majority tu low. Okay, so maybe tutorial kot, jadi dia kata low lah sebab dia nak bagi high untuk yang lecture. Okay, lecture is the important punya ni lah. Okay, it's okay, no problem. Okay, we have to design to fulfill our student needs. Sebab kita tahulah pelajar-pelajar ni punya internet connection. Tapi before that, my tutorial class don't have problem, semua high. So I use Webex meeting, tak ada masalah pun. Okay, tapi tak gunakan sepenuhnya lah. Okay, tapi when I did my tutorial, okay, just to share my experience, okay, in a online Webex meeting, okay, so saya dapati pelajar-pelajar ni, they don't have question to ask. I don't know why. Okay, bila kita tanya any question, semua diam. Adalah seorang dua lah. Okay, it is not macam guna WhatsApp. When I use WhatsApp and do the pre-recording presentation, all the students are asking the question. Dan soalan-soalan dia sangat bagus. Bukan soalan yang direct je. Okay, tak faham ke dan sebagainya. No. Okay, so they engage when using WhatsApp. Okay, dia orang boleh bagi pandangan lagi guna WhatsApp. Okay, they give comment, they give feedback. When I use Webex online meeting, okay, macam respon tu sangat low lah. Okay, so we can see the difference. Okay, maybe our student right now, keyboard warrior. Berbanding bercakap. Okay, so we can see that in our class. Okay, that's why you need to observe, okay, your student, how they interact, how they engage, and then you need to change your design strategies. Okay, so you cannot use the same strategies because we are in the online setting. We are not in the classroom anymore. Okay, so this is a infographic, okay, by ComLab India. Okay, we have here about instructional design model and instructional design strategies. It means you're teaching design model, you're teaching design strategy. Okay, instructional design strategy are not the same as instructional design model, as term cannot be interchanged. Okay, model is like ADDIE model, the framework that you use to design your strategy. okay, approach the activity. You are looking at the audience and so on. Okay, so I think you can have a read on this one. Okay, after this, I will share the slide link for you so that you can, recall back, okay, the slide. Okay, so this is the design template. Okay, so before we have our next second break, okay, so I will copy and paste the design template in the chat box. Okay, so boleh tengok pada chat box lah. Okay, so this is the design template. Okay. You can open and make a copy. Okay, please make a copy. Okay, don't edit it here. Okay, so open the Google Sheets and make a copy. Okay, you can edit, or it's up to you. Okay, this is not a fix, this is my suggestion, okay, for you, so that you can design it without any, maksudnya kita tulis lah panjang-panjang macam lesson plan dekat sekolah kan, cikgu sekolah have their own lesson plan.
Hello, Dr. Siti.
Yeah.
Sorry, we need to have your approval for the access.
Oh, okay. I open it. Okay, sorry. Thank you so much, Cik Salwan.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Editor. Okay, everybody have so refresh, just refresh. And then go to file, make a copy. Okay, don't edit it here, make a copy. Okay, and you need to, go to your username and password, your Gmail. Okay, make a copy, and then you can rename. Okay, so don't edit it here, make a copy, rename it. Okay, design teaching strategy for PLG, your course name. Okay, we try to design it here, no problem. Okay, for PGA, for example, 103. Okay, then click OK. Okay, so when I click OK, this will be in my folder that I select just now. Okay, in my Google Drive. Okay, so you need to select, make sure you know where you put your template. Okay, just go to here. You name and folder here. Click the folder in your drive. Okay, if you have folder lah, if not, just put it in my drive. Okay, and then you need to remember the name. Okay, sometimes you have lots of file in the drive and you forgot about the name. Okay, so rename it. Okay, and then you will have your own template. Okay, without sharing with anybody. Okay, so your template are not going to be shared by me or anybody lah. Okay, but this one everybody can have a look in this one and make a copy. Okay, now we go to our own courses. Okay, you can just maksudnya buat anggaran lah. Okay, just andaikan your student internet connection. As I see just now the response said most of the students are in a low bandwidth. Okay, so and then we will have synchronous or asynchronous learning. Okay, what is it? Okay, so before we go to the learning approach, okay, I will show to you, okay, the implementation. Okay, so after this, I won't go to this one lah. Okay, so implementation, we will have, okay, two learning, that is asynchronous and synchronous. Okay, two types of learning, online learning types. Okay, asynchronous, student learn, okay, make it bigger. Student learn and preview at their own pace. Okay, we need to do pre-recording video. Asynchronous, student learn from teacher live online, WebEx meeting, Zoom, Google Meet, WhatsApp, chatting, that is synchronous. Because you are live with all your students at the same time on the same day. This one at their own pace. Okay, and you will interact with your student at your own pace also. Okay, student will give feedback today, you will reply to them next day, for example. This is not in the real time. And then asynchronous, students have flexibility to choose when they can learn. Synchronous, they can ask questions to teacher in real time. Real time means your online face-to-face or your online feedback with your student. Okay. And then asynchronous, teachers can give feedback to student according to their individual phase. Teachers can give feedback to student immediately. Okay. And then there are less possibility for technical difficulty. Okay, because learning material are recorded. Here can help students to maintain a schedule similar to Greek and motor. Okay, so we don't have technical difficulty. But now in synchronous, we need to look at the internet connection. Some of us might have problem, the lecturer. Okay, when we want to start our class, our home internet networking have problem. Okay, so what we can do, we have to cancel our class. Okay, however, it is not, you don't have to cancel. You can communicate with them through WhatsApp. Okay, that's why if you do a pre-recorded video in a WhatsApp, you can do activity with them, Q&A. Okay, or you just provide the link to your student and then you have a live session with them. Okay, but we need to chat with them. Some of us might do our lecture by chatting. Okay, students understand our chat more than our verbal contact with them. Okay, kadang-kadang budak-budak ni, diorang chatting lebih faham lah berbanding cakap. Bahasa kita cakap macam ni tak faham. Dia sama lah macam anak-anak kan. Kadang kita pelik, kenapalah anak-anak tak faham. Try chat. Try chatting with your children. They will understand more than you talk with them. Okay, so this is the life right now. We don't have choice. Okay, kadang-kadang kita nak ubah cara dan sebagainya is very hard. So we have two learning type, that is synchronous or asynchronous. So now you can decide. Both are online. Okay, so you can decide either synchronous or asynchronous. Okay, maksudnya tak salah lah. For example, you use asynchronous. It's not you are not having a class on that week. You are having a class because you need to give feedback to your student. Okay, but it is on your own pace. Okay, synchronous, you are having a class with a fixed schedule. Okay, but you can change into asynchronous. Okay, so this is two. Okay, go back to our here. So learning approach, you can type it here. Either you want to use asynchronous, okay, or synchronous, or both. You might use both. Okay, no problem. You can use both. Okay, if you want to use both, you put it here. Okay, both. For example, okay, or you put asynchronous or synchronous. So you can just click here and write it here. And then blended, flip, and online. Okay, so we go back to our slide. For implementation, okay, either you want to implement it on the flip teaching. How you are going to flip your online? Okay, so your online, if you want to flip it, okay, of course you need, this is a compulsory video lecture recording, pre-recorded video lecture. Share with your students. So before or after your fixed schedule class, students are going to watch your lecture, prepare questions for the teachers in the class time. Okay, so this is flip method, but you need to do a pre-recorded video. Okay, it is a compulsory. You cannot do it in a WebEx meeting, so it is not flip teaching. It is blended. Okay, so for flip, you need to do flip pre-recorded. So your class, for example, at 3 until 5 will be at school. It is in your class, okay, online. Facilitate discussion, answer student question. This is your role. Okay, when you have your either synchronous or asynchronous. And the student will ask question, participate in the learning activities. Okay, so your class from 3 to 5 will be this one. Okay, so it's up to you. Either you want to use synchronous or asynchronous. Okay, but in flip teaching, at home, it is asynchronous because you are giving a video lecture, they can watch at any time. So this one, if flip teaching, you are using both at home, okay, and also at school is synchronous because you have real-time discussion with your student. Okay, so it's up to you. You are going to design it. Okay, if you want to use, asynchronous, for example, you give video lecture, and the discussion is you are going to have forum, and they can just, you are going to give feedback, question and answer in a forum at any time. Okay, it is not real time. So both are asynchronous. Okay, asynchronous. Okay. So kita ada a teaching method, a flip teaching, and then we have blended learning. Blended means face-to-face, blended and online learning. Okay, now if you are full online setting, we can blend it also. Face-to-face means synchronous. Online learning means asynchronous. It's up to you. Okay, face-to-face must not be in the classroom. Okay, if you are face-to-face in an online setting, that is also a blended learning. Okay, we have a lot of argument, a lot of definition about blended learning. Okay, but which one that you want to use? Okay, face-to-face is not in the online setting, but it is in a, it's not just in a classroom setting, but also in an online, like WebEx. Okay, when you use WebEx meeting, it's just like your student watch you give the lecture or listen to your lecture. So the environment is same with the class. Just you transfer the class environment into the online environment. That is face-to-face online. Okay, online learning is when you upload your material, you give activity to your student to complete online at their own pace. Okay, so this one face-to-face is synchronous. Online is asynchronous. Okay, but flip teaching just now. Okay, you don't need to have the face-to-face. Okay, either online or in the class. Okay, you can use it in a pre-recording, asynchronous. Okay, but in blended, you must have the face-to-face. And the percentage is, this one is 30%. This one is 70%. Okay, so Dr. Azida already have given us the talk about BLS, blended learning substitution, where we need to have face-to-face. It is compulsory. Okay, and then you can do in your class. And you also can do the online learning, which is, okay, asynchronous or asynchronous. Okay, so you have to blend it. Okay, so it's up to you. You can, use any flip teaching or blended learning. Okay, and then we are going to have, if you are using blended learning, just click here, blended. So we have here, okay, blended learning. So learning approach, I want to use all are asynchronous. So I need to use a pre-recorded video. Okay, asynchronous, both lah. Okay, I'm using both. Okay, so both, just like both lah. Okay, same. Okay, here. Okay, just copy and delete A. So we have synchronous. Okay, this is your design. It's up to you. We don't have any right or wrong answer here. Your design, your class. Okay, it's not mine or others' class. And then teacher approach, blended learning. But you need to design based on your student needs just now. If, for example, most of my class are average networking, so I'm using blended learning. Most of my class are, for example, low bandwidth. I also can use blended learning. Okay, so you can blend it. If you have a face-to-face in class, blended learning. Online face-to-face also you can use on blended learning. Okay, and then face-to-face real time in class. Okay, online I'm using LMS platform or WhatsApp because my students are in a low bandwidth, so I can write it here low speed. All my students are low speed. Okay, so I need to design with the low speed tools. Okay, so low speed I cannot do synchronous, but I can do synchronous using WhatsApp. So both, I want to use both. So either you can choose or you can write it here. Online I want to use WhatsApp and e-learn. So you can just edit here, e-learn. So I have two. So this is my design. Okay, because my students are at the low speed, so I want to make it here. Okay, so I know this is my student. So you have to look at your student internet networking. Most of my students are using laptops. Okay, for example, these two elements, the most important. Okay, it's up to you. You can put it here, all the elements that you think are important for you to design your teaching instruction, teaching material. Okay, so you put it here. And then I'm using WhatsApp and e-learn. Okay, so my topic will be introduction. So for example, intro to LMS. Okay, I want to introduce to my student about LMS. Okay, on this is just one lesson. Okay, learning objective I have 3. Okay, so they can identify. Okay, and then they can discuss. For example, okay, and then 3 learning objective or 2. It's up to you. If your student have low speed, maybe you can just use 2 learning objective. Okay, because of the speed, or you can use 3. It's up to you. Okay, don't put more than 3. Okay, for 2 hours lesson, it is encouraged to use just 2 learning objective. Okay, 2 hours lesson. You can put it here, your duration. You can edit, the template is up to you. Okay, so duration 2 hours. Okay, so introduction to LMS. Okay, learning management system. Learning objective, I have 3. So this is number 1. This is number 2. This one you have to write lah. You cannot just choose. Okay, but you can edit the template. Okay, if you want to edit the choose here, okay, choosing how to do the drop down here, you just click on the WhatsApp and then go to data. Okay, data, and then go to data validation. Click data validation. Okay, and then we have here list of item criteria. List of item, I have put it here LMS platform WhatsApp. So I want to add another one. So you can edit. This template is not fixed. Okay, Telegram, because I'm using Telegram, for example. If you use WeChat, sometimes you communicate with your student through Facebook. I don't know. Okay, put it Facebook. Okay, Facebook. Okay, so it's up to you. Then save. So when you click drop down, we have 4. Okay, if you don't want to type, you just copy, Control C, go to the next, the cell here, and then paste it here. So you can drop down and choose whichever platform you want to use. Okay, so you can use it, okay, at your own. I'm using WhatsApp and Telegram, for example. Okay, and then we have learning objective, 2 learning objective. Introduction, of course, you will have your introduction in your first class, in your class. Whatever lesson you have, of course, you will have introduction. So introduction, now I'm using blended learning. So I have online and also face-to-face. Okay, so for introduction, I don't want to meet my student face-to-face. I will give them pre-recorded, not in the class. Okay, so in the class is online. I'm talking about online setting. Okay, so in the class is an online setting, for example, Webex meeting. Okay, and then pre-recorded, it is not in the class, but it is outside class, so I will put it in the e-learn. Okay, so you can change here. Okay, as I said just now, just click here, go to data validation. It's up to you. You can edit here. In class, I want to put it here online. And I also have a face-to-face with my student. So I add here. Okay, for me, this semester, I don't have any face-to-face. So I don't want to put any in class face-to-face lah. So in class, for example, okay, it is in a classroom lah. Your classroom, it's not online. Okay, for example, you can edit and then save. And you can put it here, choose whatever you want. Okay, and then introduction, you can just write your description here. What are you going to do? Okay, I want them to do a quiz, for example. Okay, quiz. Okay, I don't know. This is your introduction. I want to ask them question or Q&A at the first session. Okay, because I give them a video lecture, for example. This is your planning. You have to design based on your student low speed. Okay, so low speed, they can have Q&A. Okay, production is Q&A. So Q&A, you want to do it in class online. Okay, in class online. Okay, and then instructional tools, I'm using a pre-quiz. Okay, so I'm using this. I'm using Google Form, or you have any tools that you want to use. Q&A, I don't want to use game forum and so on. Just a Q&A. What we call tools. So I will click here. Then I will add here the data validation. Q&A. Just Q&A. I don't want to do quiz. So I put it here, Q&A, save. So I will click Q&A. Web 2.0 tools that I want to use, so you can choose it here. So you can add, okay, you can add. So I want to use WhatsApp because I want to meet them face-to-face in class, WhatsApp. Okay, for introduction, you can put also the duration of your introduction. My introduction, the Q&A session will be in 5 minutes. Okay, and then platform, WhatsApp lah. Learning approach. So this one synchronous because I want to meet them face-to-face online. Okay, if you put it here, you can add more tools here. Okay, instruction tools, I want to give image for them. So you can copy and paste. You can write or copy and paste the drop-down menu. Okay, and you can add also the line here. You can use, this is your design, whatever design you are going to do. This is introduction, just 5 minutes. Lecture, I want to give them a pre-recorded, mean before class. Lecture must be in 1 hour. Okay, for example, 1 hour. Okay, Dr. Azida already said to us, 1 hour is a 10 minute video. You can use that. Okay, so 1 hour, 10 minute video, just pre-recorded. Okay, and then video. I'm going to use screencast to record my video. And I will give them link or I will upload the lecture in a WhatsApp. So I will click here. Sorry, WhatsApp, learning LMS. LMS e-learn. Okay, you can click here and then put it here, data validation. Okay, comma, e-learn. It's up to you, you can. This is your design. And don't forget, your student is low speed internet connection. Okay, so we give them at any time because ada kadang-kadang student tu dia cakap pukul 1-2 pagi baru okey. Okay, so bila saya tengok pun dia submit dia punya tugasan, okay, adalah pada pukul 1 atau 2 pagi. Because on that time barulah laju. Okay, so in the learning approach, this one I use asynchronous. Asynchronous sebab apa? Sebab saya tak jumpa dia face to face. Okay, I don't see them face to face. Okay, this is for subtopic one. It's up to you. How many subtopic you are going to have? Okay, in your first lesson, one lesson. And then student activity. Okay, I click here, drop down menu. So for activity in the lecture 1, I want them to do, maybe mind map. Okay, mind map, it is not in the class, but it is in the online setting. And then I'm using two instructional is a mind map. So I will add. Okay, I will add data validation. Okay, mind map software. Okay, mind map software. So it's up to you. I think most of you have gone through all the, the workshop for tools. So you can add whatever you have. Okay, and then, sorry, here is a mind map software. So here we will have, okay, pigeonhole. So what I know about mind map software is about Google. Okay, so I want them to use Google. So I will put it here, Google. Okay, save. So Google, and then they are going to upload in LMS platform. Okay, so this is asynchronous for subtopic 1. Okay, so this one asynchronous. So I already use 1 hour, 2 hours here for them to complete the task. So I don't have all these subtopic 2, 3 and so on. So I can delete. Okay, for example, I will delete. Okay, so this is the last one. So I just delete. Okay, but you can make a copy. Make a copy as you wish. Okay, how many copy you can do? Just delete row. Now I'm going to have my reflection. Reflection, I want them to do Q&A. Okay, in the class online. Okay, you can just put online in the class using Q&A. Okay, so we have Q&A. I will write here, or you can add using data validation Q&A. And then this one, I'm also want to use WhatsApp. This one WhatsApp and Synchronous. Okay, so I will meet them in the intro. Okay, and then give them a subtopic of what they are before class. Okay, intro, we ask question and then do the activity. I give them time. We are going to, still in the class time. Okay, but they are going to do it. Okay, I give them duration as I just told to you just now. Give them time, for example, 10 minutes or 30 minutes. Then we will come back and discuss about the reflection using WhatsApp. If they have any question, they can WhatsApp us. So we are using our class time 1 hour to meet with our student. Okay, so 2 hours, we already give them a pre-recorded, okay, 1 hour. So others time, we can do a class time activities with them. So this is what I designed. You just click, okay, your design, what you are going to do. Okay, so right now is 11 a.m. So maybe we will have our short break before we continue with the Q&A and also the development part, okay, and evaluation part. Okay, Cik Sawan?
Okay, Dr. Siti.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go for a short 5-minute break, and we will continue at 11:06. Okay. At the meantime, if let's say you have any question, maybe you can just type in Q and type your question in the chat box. Dr. Siti will be very happy to respond to your question after our break. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cik Sawan.
Bye.
Yes, Dr. Siti, you may continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Teacher Wan.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is for blended learning. So don't forget, this is low speed, and then blended learning, you need to have the in-class online face-to-face that is synchronous. Okay, so you have two blended, synchronous and also asynchronous. Okay, because we don't have any in-class. So in our lecture hall, we don't have class. Everything will be online, so synchronous online. Okay, so you blend these two, synchronous and asynchronous. Okay, if not, before we have the in-class in the classroom, in the lecture hall, and also in the online. Okay, but now we don't have any lecture in the lecture hall, so we make it in-class online, that is synchronous. Okay, so this is for blended. Then you can go to lesson plan, flip learning. So go to flip or just go to the flip sheets. Okay, so we have flip learning, face-to-face in class. Okay, so this one we have also low or average. Okay, average. So although my student have average, okay, internet speed, so I also use flip. Flip, you can use all synchronous. Okay, so we don't have a face-to-face real time in class. Okay, none. And then LMS platform. I'm using eLearn. Okay, just eLearn. So you can type it here, eLearn. Okay. And then the topic, the learning objective. Okay. And then we have introduction. So introduction all pre-recorded. Okay. And then I will ask them to, or in class, online, okay, in the LMS. So I will add here data validation. Data, I will add eLearn. Okay. In the eLearn. Say I save. So I will just click eLearn. So in eLearn, I will give them an image for them to describe the image. Okay. And then the tools that I will use is Canva or free image. Okay, from Google, free image. Pixabay, Pixabay, and so on. Make sure it is, copyright, and you need to put in the owner of the image. Okay, name the copyright, and then platform also I'm going to use eLearn. LMS is eLearn, or you can just add eLearn, and then approach asynchronous. So I will add in the eLearn the image. Okay, and then subtopic 1, pre-recorded video, screencast, and then I'm using eLearn, and this one is asynchronous. Okay, and then we will have here student activity. So in student activity, I want them to do a forum, for example. Okay, this is also in eLearn. Okay, so I will add here eLearn. I will write or add, it's okay. Okay, eLearn, and then I will use forum in eLearn, and then we will have forum. This one eLearn. Okay, we also platform eLearn and synchronous. Okay, for my subtopic 1. Subtopic 2 also pre-recorded, same as subtopic 1, video, screencast, eLearn, and then synchronous. Okay, I don't have any face-to-face online with my student. Okay, student activity is your wish. You are going to design, and then we have the reflection. Also in eLearn, reflection will be presentation on the reflection. I want them to do a presentation, reflection, it is online. Okay, so this one, we will use a presentation, means video. I want them to make a short video, 2-minute video on their reflection. Okay, and then the tools I want to use is Flipgrid, for example. For video, so I will write here, Flipgrid. Okay. So this one, I think CDAE already have a workshop on all of the tool. Okay, Flipgrid. So save. Jadi I want to use Flipgrid. Okay, and then I want to use LMS and Synchronous. Okay, so I don't have subtopic 3. So I will delete subtopic 3. Okay, so this is when I use what we call flip learning. Okay, so I will delete this one. So, okay. So this is my design, okay, using flip learning. Okay, so this is blended, flip, and online. Same design as blended, flip, and online. Okay, but you need to remember the one I told you before about flip teaching and also blended learning. If online, it's up to you. Either you want to synchronous or asynchronous. Okay, so it is not wrong if you use all your weeks of your lecture asynchronous, but you still have class. Just it is not in the, same time and same day. Okay, you still need to give feedback to your student. If your student have question, you still need to answer their question. But just in asynchronous, you don't have after class session with them. Just in class session, in an online setting. Okay. So do you have any question with the template? So we have here. Oh, Dr. Yasmin, where can I get this spreadsheet? So I already put it in the chat box. Okay. Dr. Yasmin, have you get the spreadsheet? So thank you so much, Isawan. Okay, for Flipgrid. Okay, so this is the link of Flipgrid that you can use for student reflection. Okay, so this is my design for my subject. Okay, if we have time, maybe if you have designed your own one lesson, okay, if you want to present to us and get feedback from your from all the participants, so you can present it if you have a time for that. Okay, do we have any question before I proceed to the development? Okay, so we don't have question. Okay, next, what we are going to do is, okay, so for the implementation, so I already have discussed on this just now. Okay, implementation means you want to implement your design, your teaching, your delivering your lecture. Okay, so you are going to implement using either flip teaching, blended, or full online. Okay, so and then we will have synchronous or asynchronous type of online learning. This is your design. Okay, so you know your student, you know how they reaction, you know their needs. So I don't think you have problem to design. Just make sure it is, creative. You get feedback from your students. Okay, and you have achieve your learning objective. Okay. Okay, next we go to development. Okay, for development, okay, you are going to develop your learning tools or teaching tools. Okay, your teaching tools and your student learning tools. Both you need to develop. Okay, as you do just now in your design, you are going to use video, for example here, and then screencast. Okay, so video and screencast. Okay, so screencast, we have a lot of tools. Okay, and then I want to use just now, Sarwa already gifted to us about Flipgrid. So we are going to use Flipgrid. For example, this is the tools that you are going to develop. So your student will have learning tools for them. Okay, teaching tools is our tool. We are having slides as our teaching tools. But students are not going to learn from the slide. They will read and memorize the point in the slide, but they are not learning from the slide. So you need to have the tools for them to learn. Okay, so this is the Web 2.0 tools that you can use, okay, as your teaching tools and also learning tools for your student. Okay, so here I have the link, another link, okay, for the development. So I create a website here. So this is the link of the website, okay, of the development and assessment. So I will combine both, okay, assessment. So assessment is the reflection, okay, maksud mean after class, habis kelas saja kita kena buat assessment. We want to assess either our student understand or manage to complete or achieve our learning outcome. We want them to identify. So we ask them to identify the task that we give to them, for example. Okay. So this is, so I will combine the development and also the evaluation. Okay. So we have ADDIE just now.
Excuse me, the city.
Yeah.
You are not able to open it.
Oh, you are not able to open it? Yeah. I will share. Setting. Okay. Okay, so this one, I hope all of you can open it. Okay. How about this? This one. Copy all the link. Okay, copy all the link here and then paste in URL. Okay, don't just click. I'm afraid the teaching strategy is not in the link. Okay. How about it? This one?
Still can't open.
Still can't open. Okay. The changes. Okay, can you refresh?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Can open now.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will combine the evaluation and also, so this is the Google Sites that I have developed for development and evaluation phase. Okay, so the tools that we are going to use. Okay, so just click in the home page here and also page here. We have introduction. So what is Web 2.0 tools? Okay, so we have here it used in education setting. Okay, why we use the tools of technology? Because we want to create the collaboration, edit and share content. Okay, because before I already explained to you, we need to have a presence of the lecturer and student interactivity. That is why the tools are very important. Okay, so we cannot just use a slide as our tools of instruction. We need to have a variety of tools because we are in the in the online setting. Okay, so these tools are going to have, we have here, okay, the function of the tools, presentation, collaboration, video, slideshow, and so on. And then the design here that I am suggesting to you is a free, easy, and user-friendly. Okay, so this is the teaching tools we need to have for our online setting, the video lecture, learning activities, and learning assessment. Okay, so we have 3 here. Okay, so video lecture is for pre-recorded, where you can replace the lecture in the class. Okay, so you cannot use your recorded Webex class meeting last semester as your video lecture. That one is not a video lecture. Okay, that one is a recorded video conferencing. Okay, you are using video conferencing. It's not a video lecture. Although you are giving a video lecture, we cannot have a participant or student in the video lecture. Okay. It is same as your in class or in the lecture hall. In lecture hall, you are the one who give the lecture, okay, to your audience. They only see your face, not the participant or the student face. Okay, so this is, the criteria of the video lecture. And then learning activities, you need to have tools and assessment. All are tools, okay, for you to teach and for student to learn. And you need to use a variety of tools, okay. And then we have next is top 200 tools. Okay, you can click here. Okay, so this is a top 200 tools. Okay, a survey that has been done by, we have here, what is it? What about the name? Okay, the web page. Okay, so you can look at the website here. Okay, a survey has been done. Okay, on the website. Okay, by this, the owner of this web page. Okay, you can vote it here. Okay, and it has been done for 14th annually survey published. Okay, so this is the top 200 tools used all over the world. Okay, so everybody can vote for 2021. What are the tools that you use? Okay, so the voting has been done, and this is the, I will make it bigger, and you also have the web page. Okay. Okay, so we have YouTube is the first ranking. Okay, of course YouTube. Right now is everything is a YouTube. Okay, your student might not learn from your video, your lecture or your pre-recorded video conferencing Webex meeting. They might learn from YouTube. Okay, that teach by other lecturer. Okay, or be delivered by the other lecturer. Okay, so this is the YouTube. Okay, this is the, the number one tools used. Okay, why? Because the video lecture is the most important tools right now. Okay, so when you see a video conferencing from, maybe others lecturer, okay, some of them not giving a lecture anymore. They do the activities with their students. Okay, and then the YouTube are the platform for them to upload their video lecture, okay, and viewed by their students. Not only their students, but also other students, okay, are using your YouTube channel. Okay, just click YouTube here. Okay, they give you the analysis of YouTube ranking. Okay, if you can see here, the overall ranking of YouTube start from 2007 until 2020. In 2007, YouTube is number 22nd. Okay, so 22nd ranking. Okay, in the tools of teaching and learning. But now start from 2016 until 2020, still in the top of the tools that been used. Okay, we can see it here. Okay, this is the, okay, involvement or development of the YouTube channel as tools for teaching and learning. So what you need to do, you need to upload your video lecture in YouTube and give the link to your student to view, and subscribe your channel. Okay, if you start today and then you will teach another 20 years, you will get more views and also more subscribers. Okay, so they will subscribe your channel, and maybe your video will be the top video viewed by all the students in your topic. Okay, your expert content of your topic. Okay, so we can use YouTube because this is the most used by all the lecturer. Okay, and then Zoom. Okay, so Zoom may be used by other country or other institution, but us, we are using WebEx. Okay. Okay, so this platform give you the description. So Zoom is a website, cost free and premium. It means you can use the free version, but it is limited. Availability must be online. You cannot use it offline. Okay, so as you can see here, in 2019, it's at 10. Now it's number 2. Why? Maybe they have, do all the improvement on their video conferencing setting and so on. Okay, and then we have Google search. Okay, so you can choose all the tools here, top 10 tools as your activities. Okay, including a Google search. Why our students nowadays, they are using Google search for everything they want to search for. Okay, so we can use this Google search for them to search the information, but we need to discuss with them. Don't let them search without discussing. So if we don't discuss, they will use the wrong information, okay, to answer all the question in the assignment or in the coursework. They will copy and paste without paraphrasing. Sometimes when you just click or you select one sentence of your student assignment, put it in the Google, you will see the same sentence without any editing from your student in the Wikipedia, for example. Okay, why? Because we don't guide them to do the Google search. So you need to guide them how to Google search, how to search for the right information. Okay, everything are Google right now. Tanya Pakcik Google. Okay, if you want to use, for example, Flipgrid, you just Google, okay, how to use Flipgrid. There are thousands of videos that demonstrate to you one by one on how to use a Flipgrid. Okay, so this is our student nowadays. So we need to fulfill their needs because their needs is a Google search, but we don't use tools, the Google search tools. Okay, so we need to use the Google search tool and discuss with your student on how they can use the correct information, how they will paraphrase, and how they are going to link the keyword they get from the Google search into the right information in the Google search. Okay, so maybe this is our mistake. Okay, so my mistake, I see like that. Okay, when I guide my student to Google search, okay, they know how to search for the right information. If not, they just copy and paste from Wikipedia. Copy and paste from the dictionary definition. Okay, so we need to guide them. We can use this tool, okay, to do the activity with our student. Okay, make them copy and paste the link and we see, is it correct? They are using this information to answer the question. When they do the presentation, ask them to copy and paste the link where they get the information to do this presentation. So you can discuss with them, is it right? Okay, before they, present, use this tool as your activities, okay? And we have PowerPoint. PowerPoint is not just only the point. You can have a lot of tools, PowerPoint, Word, lots of, interactive features that you can use. Google Docs and Drive, this is the tools. Give these tools to your student to answer the question. Okay, when you give them work to do in the online setting, I don't think it will distract your student because they are doing a work that you give to them and you give time to them to complete it. Okay, if you just give lecture, we don't know what is our student doing right behind the screen. Okay, we can see their face, but they are doing something else. Okay, and there we have Twitter, WhatsApp, and so on. So you can explore. Just click on WhatsApp. WhatsApp we don't have to click. Okay, Wikipedia also number 11. You know Wikipedia. Okay, so Wikipedia there is also right information, and also that is information is not right. Okay, our student will look from Wikipedia. So you can use these tools as your teaching and learning, but you need to facilitate your student, guide them how to search for the right information. In the Wikipedia, there are also right information. Also, we don't have any, strong sources in the Wikipedia. Okay, it's not a strong material that we can use. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, that is our Web 2.0 tools, video lecture. Okay, you can click on the video lecture. Okay, in the video lecture, I already put it here, all the tools, okay, that you can use, okay, to do a video lecture. For example, we have lecture capture. Okay, some of you might have a whiteboard in your office. Okay, so you can just, put it stand on your table, put the phone, and then you can capture the lecture you give in the using whiteboard. Okay, or in your classroom, if you have face-to-face in the classroom lecture. Okay, just put a stand in we have a video cam right behind your lecture class, and you can what we call record your lecture capture. But it is not recommended because you will have a background noise. Okay, but if you edit your video, okay, make it clearer, because when you see the video in the YouTube, kalau kita tengoklah dekat YouTube, we will see that ada video yang lecture capture, you know, dia duduk dekat lecture hall, okay, muka dia kecil je, okay, then dia ada dia punya screen besar, LCD projector screen, but they have million of views, okay, kadang-kadang kita tengok, wah, million of views, lecture capture pun, okay, nampak muka pun tak nampak, just nampak screen slide, and they just give a lecture with 2 hours lecture without any activities. Okay, about one topic, for example, and million of views. Okay, why? Maybe the topic and the content capture the interest of the viewers. Okay, not the, the lecture environment and so on. And then we have screencast. You can try and error. Do with the lecture capture? Is it suitable with your student? Do they understand the lecture capture compared to screencast, slidecast? Okay, and then talking head video. Do your student really like talking head video? And then podcast. You can use video podcast like DJ Conti, Conti di radio tu, or you just voice podcast. Okay, so it's up to you. You can design it, try and error. Okay, and then we have tools for recording. So this is an example of my student using what we call podcast to teach her subject. Okay, sejarah tanah airku. Okay, subjek sejarah kadang-kadang agak membosankan. So that's why dia guna podcast. Okay, so Cikgu Bakis ni, saya rasa Dr. Zida pun pernah mengajar. We have Dr. Rose. Okay, mereka ni adalah mereka yang tidak suka teknologi. Okay, but they really like the technology tools that we use when we introduce to them. Okay, the students also like the podcast. Okay, something new. Of course, our student will like that. But don't use it every day, so student will feel boring. Okay, before they are using just buku sejarah. Tiba-tiba buku tu ganti dengan podcast. Of course, the student is excited to listen to the podcast. But don't use the podcast every day. Student will be boring. That's why in online setting, you need to have a variety of tools, okay, to teach or to give to your student for them to engage with the activity you give in the online setting environment. Okay, then we have slidecast, screencast, talking head. This is the tools that you can use. This is the example, okay, of my video lecture. And then we have here a screen Screencast-O-Matic. You can use this Screencast-O-Matic. Just click here, and then you can record for free. How to record? Okay, so you can just, this is a simple recording. Okay, 15 minutes. Okay, you can just Google it. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, if I want to show you one by one, I'm afraid we don't have time. You just Google it, type screen. Okay, Cast-O-Matic. And then go to video. This one is the web page. You can just go from the link of the website that I give to you. So video ni, okay, so boleh buka video, ada banyak. Beginner's Guide to Screencast, free screen recorder. We have 656, okay, 1,000 of results on video how to use Screencast-O-Matic. And the video is not too long, just 11 minute, 2-minute video. Okay, 7 minutes. You can use it one by one. Okay, follow the demonstration one by one. This is very simple. We have a lot of demonstration video. Okay, you can try to record it. Maybe for the first time, it's hard for you to record because we are used with, face-to-face online with our student, WebEx meeting. Okay, we are not used with talking, okay, alone with the screen without our student, although it is online. Okay, but you can try it for just one lesson, for introduction, for example. Okay, so there is a lot of others video. Okay, in the screencast, screencast web page also we have the tutorial. Okay, you have the resource here. Okay, look at the resource, the tutorial on how are you going to record screencast. Okay, this is very easy, user-friendly and free. And the time limitation is 15 minutes, 15 minit. This is good video lecture in 15 minutes. Jangan buat lebih lah. If your video lecture more than 15 minutes, you have to make it into a chunk or divide or cut it, split it. Okay, so that is screencast. We have also Panopto. This is Panopto Express. We also have Panopto in our eLearn. You can just click in eLearn and record your video lecture. But this one is Express. You just click on the Panopto and then start recording now. Okay, then you can start your recording. Okay, just click this one and record and also save. Okay, so you have to make sure lah your image, your face are in the screen. This is also a very, simple Express Panopto recording, just like screencast. Okay, and then you can save here. Okay, I think here is the save one. Okay, you can save background. Okay, and then your camera, you can go to the setting and you can save in Google Drive and so on. Okay, you can try and error, the audio, video only, or the screen and apps, both. Okay, so this is this is what you are going to do in your Panopto. Okay, this is Panopto Express. Okay, it's very simple, user-friendly and free. But you also have in your eLearn, okay, the Panopto Express. So this is for video lecture, a simple one, basic video lecture. Okay, you can record it, try and error. Okay, and then we have learning activities. For learning activities, there is a lot of 200 tools. You can read on the description. Okay, boleh tengok balik lah tadi website tadi. And then we have pool everywhere. Okay, just now I use it. You can embed in Google Classroom or just put it a link in the eLearn. Okay, free and easy, real time, asynchronous. Okay, ice breaking for all class activity and assessment. Okay, you can do quiz. This is free. Okay, but if it is more than 40, you need to subscribe or use another tools. Okay, 1,000 of tools, 200 tools. Okay, and then you have Pigeonhole. this is also a simplest interactive Q&A platform. Free and easy for Q&A and discussion activities. Okay, you can put it in the e-learn, not only in Google Classroom lah. Okay, so this is also interactive, free, and then user-friendly. Just click on this page. Okay, you will have it here, Pigeonhole. Okay, and then you can enter the passcode or go to the Pigeonhole Live, create a Pigeonhole. Okay, it is also limited. It's not, I mean, free. Okay, you can try it for free. Just try it for free. But if you want more features, you need to subscribe. Okay, so of course, every software it is try for free because they want you to buy. Okay, and then we have Blank Space. It also can be a platform for you to, I mean, create a fun learning with your student. Okay, for example, if you sign up, okay, it's easy and user friendly. Okay, so log in, for example. Okay, and then we have Blank Space. You can ask your student to sign up and make them, submit their assignment here. Okay, because your student can just drag and drop the information here. Okay, for example, they want to present for flip learning. Okay, flip learning. Okay, and then we have here the test resources. Okay, so this is the resource that the student can, search for flip learning. Okay, in your right hand side, okay, flip learning. Okay, we have the video here. Okay, so ask them to choose the right video and the right information. Okay, so they can drag and drop. Okay, they can also upload your video lecture and drag and drop. So how are you going to learn about this platform? Your student can do this as their assignment to submit all the resources they get for their final assignment. Then we can discuss and guide them. Is it the right information? They drag and drop. Give them time to just search, drag and drop. Okay, and then we guide them. Then they can use all the information to do their final assignment, for example. Okay, so this is Blank Space. Okay, and we can, chat with them. We have the chatting box here. Okay, for example, you just click here. On the right hand side, this is a chatting box. You can chat with them. They can share the link and so on. So we have thousands of videos on how to use Blank Space. They give you a very short video. Okay, on the web page also, we have the video, tutorial video for you to use this. Okay, it's not for you, but also can be used by your student to create their own learning platform. And then we can see either their learning platform, it is right or wrong. Okay, and then game builder. Okay, so this is also a free version. You can get started with the online game, crossword, beekeeper, bingo. Okay, and your student, it is completely free. You can try and error. If you don't, you are not the one who developed the game, you can ask your student, make them into group, and they need to do this game. And then another group will play the game that have been developed by the other groups. They will build the game, okay, based on the lecture that we give to them. Okay, your student, okay, don't have problem with this. You do, but you need to guide them, give them the web page. They will explore it, okay, in detail, because if it is with game, I think your student won't have any problem. Don't have to teach them. They will teach you how to use this one. Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, my student also use this. Okay, so when they present, I ask them to show how they create the game using this platform. Okay, so you can just try and error, or you can ask your student to do this game, okay, and then exchange. But you need to make sure the content is right. Okay, don't just leave them. Okay, use the game. I'm afraid they will use all the question or the answer from Wikipedia and so on. Okay, guide them. And then we have free online 3D game maker. Give to your student. They will explore it. Okay, so believe me, you won't have any problem to ask your student to explore. Okay, whatever game that have free. Okay, but of course, free version is not, I mean, have the more interactive features than the subscribe version. Okay, so you just give them the platform. Your student will explore. Don't worry. You just guide them on the content of the question or so on. Okay, and then they will present or they will, exchange with their friends. Okay, so you can try and error. Okay, next we have here is assessment, your reflection, student reflection. Okay, so for assessment, okay, this is tool for assessment. Just now I'm using Google Form, Flipgrid. Okay, Cik Salwan already, paste the link in the chat box. So you also can use this website and click it here. It's very user friendly. Okay, just 2-minute video. Okay, for your student to, present their reflection. Okay, but you can also use IG. Make them hashtag or tag you in the IG. Okay, so that you can assess their reflection. Okay, so in IG or TikTok. Now TikTok, we have words there. Okay, student can use all the words in their TikTok. Okay, and they also can, give their reflection, the word. Okay, so TikToks, you don't have to teach them. They will do it creatively. Okay, so just ask them, use TikTok to give your reflection and then send the link or tag, okay, our class, team or the topic. Okay, so they can use that, okay, as reflection. Then you have Padlet. Padlet, we have limited, template. Okay, you have to subscribe, then you get all the templates there. Just three platform they give to you, okay, for you to do your activities. Okay, next we have Socrative. Okay, you can just click on the Socrative. Okay, you can use free version. Okay, but it is not what we call this one. Okay, for free version, you have 50 students per room, 1 public room for your class. So you have to delete and then redo it for your activities. Launch 1 activity at a time. Okay, on the fly questioning and then space race assessment. Okay, sometimes it is very interactive. Okay, to engage with your student. Okay, it is not only you who create the activities. You can also ask your student to create the activities using the platform. Okay, so that when they present, so their friends can do the activities. If not, they are just presenting their, presenting their assignment, and then their friends just keep in silent. Okay, don't have activities. Okay, students are really excited with all the tools. These tools is not only for lecturer. Okay, as I repeat just now, this tool is also can be used by students. Ask your students to explore all the tools. Okay, so they will do a very impressive presentation with all the tools, because they like to explore actually the tools compared to search for the answer of the coursework or just listen to our lecturer. Okay, try, we can try, we can design that. Okay, and then we have Quizlet. Okay, just click on the Quizlet. So Quizlet also, we have a free version. You can just easily sign up. okay, and then get started, okay, to use a Quizlet. But we also have, limited access lah to the Quizlet. Okay, you can create it freely. Okay, and you can ask your student. They have group, so they can rotate, okay, for creating Quizlet. Okay, and then they can exchange the Quizlet with their friends in a group. So you will have the fun learning activities in your online learning. Okay, as I say, our students are very excited with the tools, okay, compared with the content. But when they create the tools with the content, they will understand it. Okay, compared to just listen to our content without creating anything. Okay, so these tools are not, will not make your student workload very high, but these tools make them release their stress. Why? Because it is a technical tools. Okay, they can create, they can design. Okay, so this will make them relieve their stress. Okay, so I don't know. My students, they love to explore all the tools. Okay, although on the first time they feel, oh, this is something very hard and so on. But when we guide them, okay, give them the video tutorial, okay, they can do it. Okay, very, interactive videos and so on. Okay. And then we have the next one is about, okay, a Quizlet. We already have done that. And then we have interactive PowerPoint. Okay. So you can click here. We have a lot of game PowerPoint. You can edit the PowerPoint. Okay, it is free. Okay, so you can just choose the free one and download it. Okay, so this one can download, so it is free. They give you the video tutorial on how to edit the PowerPoint game template. Okay, so this one you can download. Which one you can download is okay. If not, if you have to purchase, don't purchase. Okay, so you can download the PowerPoint, open the PowerPoint and edit the PowerPoint. They already give you the template of the game using PowerPoint. You can just edit based on your content or ask your student to use this game PowerPoint, okay, to give activities to other group of students. But you need to guide the content, the question, and also the answer. Okay, and then we have Kahoot. Okay, I think all of you have used Kahoot. Also an awesome learning game where you can use Kahoot. Okay, make your learning more interactive, fun learning. Just click on the web page. You can go through that and thousands of video on how to use Kahoot in creating the real-time games or a synchronous game. They can do the game at any time. Okay, this is the, for example, the class tools. Okay, for random picker, you can use this one. Okay, fling the teachers. So all these are free for your student assessment. Okay, so you can have arcade game generator. You also can create this one and edit. Okay, so this one is all free tools that you can use to create a game. Okay, just click and edit. Okay, so this is all the free tools that you can use. Okay, some of it might be you need to subscribe. Okay, so this is what we are going to have in your activities or assessment. This one can also be the activities, not only assessment. Okay, you are the one who are going to design. It is not only for you, share all the tools with your student. Okay, so it will also have a win-win situation. Your student will have will create or develop a tools, and you also will have the tools that your student have developed. Okay, learn from them. Okay, learning is not a short journey. We are going to have a lifelong learning. Okay, especially in technology tools. Okay, it will not stop there. Okay, it will always update, upgrade. Okay, and we need to fulfill the needs of our student that is tools for technology. Okay, so that's it for me for the ADDIE model. So we have finished until the evaluation part. Okay, I already talked about evaluation, and then you can, this is the link I will give the slide, okay, to CDAE. They will upload the slide. So that's it from me. Okay, if you have any question, you can just put in the chat box so we can have a look here. Oh, thank you so much, Chief Sarwan. Okay, Chief Sarwan have put it here. Okay, so many links. Okay, TikTok here, Padlet, and so on. Okay, give this link to your students. Your student will explore it and do it very creative. Okay, we will surprise with their output when they use it. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. If you have any question, you can also email me. Okay, and also contact me after this. Okay, and we can discuss further on the tools or the template and the design for ADDIE models. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. If you have apa-apa yang terbaik tu, okay, adalah from Allah SWT, dan all the weakness is from me. So saya minta maaf sekiranya apa yang dikongsi ini kurang, ada kekurangan. I think all of the participants are more expert than me. Maybe you have a really effective, okay, effective model that you use or design template that you use, okay, for online teaching. Please do share with us. Okay, so maybe you can share your experience, okay, with CDAE. Okay, we would like to have sharing experience. Okay, I'm very thankful to CDAE for letting me to share my experience in conducting my class using the ADDIE models, okay, and map with the students' need. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Cik Fazwan, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Siti Zuraida. Thank you very much. Let us give a big round of applause to Dr. Siti Zuraida by clicking on the reaction button on your WebEx. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much, everyone.
Okay. To all of you, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very enlightening session shared by Dr. Siti Zuraida with us today. On behalf of CDAE, we wish you all the best in your teaching and learning journey to provide meaningful learning experience to your to your students. Yeah. Thank you again to Dr. Siti Zuraida.
Most welcome.
To you all, ladies and gentlemen, please keep in touch with Dr. Siti if you have any question or would like to get further information from Dr. Siti at Pusat Pengajian Ilmu Pendidikan. Okay, Dr. Siti?
Okay.
Thank you very much. As a reminder to all of you who are attending this session, CPD points, especially this reminder is actually for USM staff. In order for you to get CPD points, please click on the link that we have shared in the chat box. Is actually the link for the evaluation form. So for USM staff, you will be given CPD points only after you have responded to the evaluation form. Okay, CPD points will also be given to all USM staff who fully attended this session only through WebEx. Okay, with that, Dr. Siti Zuraida, thank you again. And please, ladies and gentlemen, let us give again a big round of applause by clicking the reaction button to Dr. Siti Zuraida.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Okay, with that, thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you again in our future session. Thank you. With that, bye-bye. Have a nice day.